Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's weather forecast, we're going to be going over your official fall 2024 forecast for this year. And what we are focusing on is La Nina. Okay, that's one of the things that is going to be concerning us the most this fall is the potential for La Nina. And if we look at that, as you guys can see, those water temperatures are now already below negative zero point 0.5, which is pretty much in between negative zero point 0.4 and negative zero point 0.6. And because we're below that, we are already in a weak La Nina, and a moderate La Nina is going to be pretty much 1 degree um, Celsius, which is pretty much going to be past negative zero point 0.8. So as soon as we pass that, we may be in a moderate La Nina, which we will certainly keep an eye on. But as of right now, we are only about negative zero point 0.7 degrees Celsius, which indicates less than a degree, below average for those water temperatures in the Eastern Pacific. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it. But, as of right now, it's not really extremely concerning. But if those water temperatures continue to drop, then we will definitely be keeping an eye on it. Let's now go ahead and look at those typical impacts. And as you guys can see, we see cooler air usually with the La Nina surge in from the north and hit places like parts of the upper plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley. Those are the areas that usually see those coolest temperatures during a La Nina. We also usually see weather conditions across the Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, parts of the Midwest, hanging into the Mid-Atlantic, and same goes for the Northwest United States. Those are pretty much the areas that we see the wettest conditions during a La Nina, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. And same goes down here for the South. We do expect there to be drier and warmer conditions during a La Nina. So you guys down here are, kind of unfortunately staying on the drier side of things during a La Nina usually, which is something that we do expect there to be this fall. And we will talk about that by the time, we really take a look at it. And that will be when we take a look at those temperatures, which is what we're going to be taking a look at right now. And for those temperatures, this is going to be your overall fall temperatures. This will pretty much be, from October through December. And as you guys can see, we do expect there to be a chance for slightly below average temperatures across parts of the upper and central plains, Great Lakes, upper Midwest, and even parts of the central Midwest into the Ohio Valley, deep south, and as well as the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Those will be the areas that have the best chance for seeing below average temperatures. But like I said, there's only at least a chance that we may get some below average temperatures in some of these areas. And that's also the reason why I don't have a darker blue shaded color on here, is because we aren't really confident enough that we will really be seeing below average temperatures, but at least enough to where slightly below average temperatures will be possible in some of these areas. But the area that we are especially concerned about is south and west of that area, where we do expect there to be above average temperatures. Now, I know it's kind of weird how some of, the above average temperatures are going to be out here to the west and even parts of these northern areas out west, but that is not surprising though, because models have the best agreement on this area over here across parts of the Rocky Mountains, seeing the hottest conditions this fall. Okay, so don't be surprised if we don't really get a whole lot of snowfall this fall, even in the higher elevations. Like I said, we're just going to be talking hot conditions this fall, and that's, pretty much what we have the best agreement on. Like I said, same goes for down here towards the southern plains and deep south. Maybe not as much above average, but we are still likely going to be seeing above average temperatures. So make sure to be aware about that if you do live across parts of the deep south heading into the southeast. So we'll definitely keep an eye on it for you. But like I said, I don't think this area is going to be as concerning as this area over here. But, like I said, we will still be seeing above average temperatures across these other areas. Let's now go ahead and look at your guys' precipitation forecast. Again, this is going to be your overall. Okay, we're talking overall precipitation precipitation forecast for this fall. And as you guys can see, we got two areas that we're watching for. One of them is the Northwest, and another one is the Upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, heading into the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, where we'll likely see above average precipitation. And I don't have a second green color on either of them because we are kind of concerned that we might see some dry periods around, because October is one of our driest months of the year usually across the United States. Not that we're completely dry, but one of the months that we see the least amount of precipitation. So we'll keep an eye on it to see if we do see above average precipitation. Obviously not a guarantee, but we'll definitely see if we do end up seeing above average precipitation. But I would at least like you guys to be ready for something, just in case we might end up seeing some pretty big storm systems move on through this area, especially because the jet stream is likely going to be La Nina like as soon as we head into more than likely October or November, as these conditions will be able to set up, especially if we continue to see a La Nina today. So like I said, we'll keep an eye on it, but obviously not a 100% guarantee that we see above average precipitation across either of those areas. And then down here across the southern United States, slightly below average precipitation in this yellow color, and then we really do expect it to be pretty well below average precipitation across this area, and that's the reason why I put it dry on there. So, you guys in this orange color are expected to be even drier than these other areas, especially because the models are also really agreeing on those areas will also be seen well below average precipitation. So, unfortunately, it looks like you guys in parts of the Rocky Mountains, especially, around Utah, heading into Nevada, central and southern California, Arizona, and as well as western New Mexico, looks to be the hottest and driest area for this fall. So make sure to be ready for maybe some significant droughts in some areas. And then the rest of that, like I said, just slightly below average precipitation expected, because this jet stream could very well dip a little bit farther down south at times, but it's obviously not going to be, a crazy jet stream though. So we'll keep an eye on it to see, if this dips down a little bit farther down to the south at times. Overall, slightly below average precipitation, but there will definitely be times where we could, maybe see some severe weather in this area. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. Let's now go ahead and talk about your overall fall forecast now for 2024. And as you guys can see, starting with the Northwest, we do expect there to be storms. Okay, we're talking snowstorms, we're talking thunderstorms, we're talking all kinds of different storms up here, especially because you guys will be closer to that cold air. So you guys can still expect there to be warmer than normal temperatures across this area, but it's really gonna be the higher elevations that see that chance for snowstorms, while the lower elevations will likely just see thunderstorms. So it really just depends on your elevation up here in the Northwest, especially in the Cascade Mountains, where, like I said, the higher elevations likely to see snowfall, the lower elevations likely to see thunderstorms. So just be aware about that if you do live across Washington, Oregon, central and northern Idaho, back into parts of central and western Montana, and as well as northwest Wyoming, likely to be the area to keep an eye on the closest. And then down here south of that area, we will likely be hot and dry early. So, definitely expect there to be well above average temperatures and well above average precipitation. And I couldn't fit the whole word in here, but we're talking snow late, especially for the higher elevations. So, we'll keep an eye on it to see if we do end up getting snow in some areas, but, those lower elevations will definitely see dry and very hot conditions overall this fall, unfortunately. So some of those areas might even see a fire risk as well, but, you should at least be aware that it will be hot and dry overall if you do live in this red shaded color, which is going to be for California, southern Oregon, southern Idaho, back into parts of central and southwest Wyoming, into Utah, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, parts of Colorado, into Texas, and as well as, these northern areas in the Rocky Mountains will be seeing, some pretty big and, dry conditions this fall. And then a little bit far to the east, this is where we expect there to be, a little bit more in the way, of coldness, especially because, we will likely be seeing some surges of cold air move on through at times. Not 100% guarantee, because some of these areas may see above average temperatures at times this fall, but overall you guys can expect cold temperatures. And like I said, that doesn't mean you're going to see temperatures the entire fall. That just means you can expect cold temperatures overall. And then of course near normal precipitation, you guys will probably be near normal each month more than likely, especially because this jet stream is going to be dipping, and some of these areas even see snowfall early as well. So definitely be aware about that if you do live across the upper and central plains, back into parts of the Midwest, and especially the eastern Rocky Mountains, likely to be cold. And like I said, near normal precipitation. It could really be anything. It could be snowfall, it could be rain, anything like that, depending on your elevation and even depending on your location. And then a little bit farther down to the south, across this pink shaded color, this is, the area that we do expect there to kind of be a little bit of active tropics still, especially as we head into next month. So we'll definitely keep an eye on for some active tropics this fall, especially across parts of the deep south heading into the central plains and southern plains. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. And then especially what we're concerned about is dry and hot late, okay? Even though we'll be seeing active tropics, we will likely be dry and hot late, which means, you guys will definitely have some chances for some dry conditions at times. Like I said, when we were taking a look at the precipitation forecast, this jet stream could very well dip a little farther down to the south at times, but you guys are still going to be hot and dry late. So make sure to be aware about that if you guys do live in that area. And then a little bit far to the north, we got the wild card area. The reason why this is a wild card area is because we could, really be seeing anything. We could be seeing snowfall in some areas, especially across the northern part of that region. We could even be seeing rainfall at times. We might even see some severe weather. We might even, be talking some ice storms. It really just depends on how exactly this all sets up. So, this is going to be the most uncertain area this fall, but, like I said, really anything could occur. We could even have some dry periods as well, especially because, like I said, October is our driest month of the year, so it's not really surprising that we may get, some dry periods in a couple of these areas. So definitely be aware about that if you do live across the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region, and heading into parts of the upper Midwest. And then our final area will be the East Coast, okay? We're talking some cool conditions, as you guys will pretty much be in the area to kind of see maybe some cold fronts moving on through, and you guys will likely even see some stormy conditions as well, especially because you guys will likely see some systems maybe even training up the coasts. And we don't expect you guys to see direct impacts from tropical storm or hurricane, because they aren't really gonna be a huge threat this fall. I don't think they're gonna be more of a threat down here towards the south, I would say. But, whether they go out to sea or whether they track the East Coast, you guys will likely be on the stormy side of things, like I said. And so you guys could definitely be seeing some, tropical storms and things like that. So definitely be aware about that if you live across the East Coast. But thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy my fall forecast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and even comment down below like what you guys did on my winter forecast. And I do appreciate you guys doing all that on my winter forecast. We will continue to maybe do some more winter forecasts as we head into fall. One of them looks to be during the month of October, and then I think I will probably do my official winter forecast as we either head into the end of November or the beginning of December, somewhere around that time frame. But that is still far out, so I'm gonna still have to think about it. But that's, like I said, that's about when I expect there to be my official winter forecast. So make sure to stay tuned for that by hitting that notification bell so you are notified whenever I do a video or go live. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like I said, which I would really appreciate. And that will definitely help out a lot. So make sure to do that so that way I can continue growing my YouTube channel. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful fall.